Hey, I'm Rod. Thanks for stopping by. This is part 9 of my Stratolele build, and I painted the body yesterday, and out in the sun this thing really pops. I need to go ahead and attach the neck so I can finish it and spray the clear coat over everything, but I can't do that because I'm wound up having to redo the headstock. I had to sand it down a little bit. I'm having to paint it. I think what I did was I put too many coats on it too thick, and it wound up causing bubbles in it. So I had to sand it down, and I'm doing several light coats, and I'm going to build it back up. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and build the epoxy resin form for my pick guard. So that's what we're going to do first, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I got a piece of the MDF board cut off when I made the body, and what I need is that pick guard to be as thick as a pick guard. So what I did was I cut 4 pieces of my pick guard material, and I'm going to set it down in 4 corners and lay my MDF on top of it. Now I'm going to take my wood and I want to nail it to the side, and that should give me the thickness that I need. Okay, I got my mold made, and it's the exact thickness of the pick guard material. But what I need to do before I pour the epoxy on it is I need to take this, it's just interior, exterior sealant, and I'm going to run around the inside edges, run my finger around it. That way when I pour the epoxy in it, it doesn't leak out. Then we can mix up some epoxy resin and start pouring it. I'll let this dry a little bit. We'll come back and pour some epoxy. Okay, I got my mold set out, and it's flat level. If it's tilted, then the epoxy will run to one side or the other. So I've got carbon black, the copper that I used on the body, gold, purple, and white. And what I do is I take, and I've got some mold release spray, and I'll spray it on the pattern. This will keep the epoxy from sticking. Okay, here it is. It's been drying for about 6 hours. It'll be completely dry tomorrow. It's still kind of tacky. I'm going to go ahead and cut the pick guard out of it and set it on the body and see what it looks like. If it looks pretty good, I'll go with it. If not, I'll just make another one. All right, my epoxy is dry that I poured yesterday. Let's go ahead and take it out of the mold. There it is, perfect thickness for a pick guard. Now the one thing that I shouldn't have done, and this is a learning experience, I won't do it again, even though I sprayed my MDF board with the release spray, it still stuck. But that's no big deal because I can sand that smooth, and it's on the bottom anyway, so you'll never see it. So what I want to do now is I want to put a layer of blue painter's tape across the top of the whole thing, trace out my pick guard, and I'm just going to rough cut it out with a bandsaw, stick it to my pattern, and then route it out the rest of the way. Okay, let's route it out. Okay, what I'm going to use now is a 1/8 carbide carving bit. It's the same size all the way down, so I can use the smooth side of the shaft as a guide as I go around the hole. Now what I want to do is I want to put a small round over on the edges here and here. Okay, I got all that cut out, little round over on it. What I need to do now is I'm going to pull the pattern off the back, glue it to the front so I can drill the holes for the screws. Okay, here we go. See it right there. I think it'll probably look pretty good once I get it all put together, and if I don't like it, I'll just make another one. Okay, what I'm going to do now, and I'll be done with the pick guard, is the edges and the inside where I sanded the holes a little bit. I'm going to take some lacquer, some clear lacquer, and put it on my finger, and I'm just going to wipe the edges, and that'll dry clear. Like that. And then when it dries, it won't be that milky white where I had routed it. Okay, I got the pick guard made. I think that looks pretty cool. When I get everything put together and I got the pick guard on it, I'll look at it. If it doesn't strike me right, I'll just make another one. But on part 10, we're going to attach the neck and shoot a coat of clear on it and see where we go from there. So I appreciate you watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll talk to you later.